Live from WTOC, the Southeast news leader. The News Now starts on WTOC Plus.
Well, we start this afternoon on WTOC Plus with continuing coverage as police confirm they found a dead body near the Amazon Fulfillment Center in Pooler this morning. Now, this is video from the scene outside the Amazon facility as police continue to investigate. We have confirmed with Pooler Police that they are actively checking the scene after responding to reports of the dead body. It came in around 6 a.m. this morning. Now, this is a developing story. We do have crews who are still on scene, and we will continue to keep you updated as we learn more. Well, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation says forensic testing led to an arrest in a nearly 16-year-old South Georgia cold murder case. The GBI and local law enforcement offered more information during a news conference this morning about the recent break in the Sandra Robinson case. Now, the GBI says 58-year-old Willie James Jr. of Wayne County has been arrested and charged with malice murder, felony murder, and aggravated assault in Robinson's death. Investigators say James was a frequent visitor of the prepaid cellular store where Robinson was stabbed to death on March 17, 2010. Officials said the arrest comes after years of work between the GBI, Douglas Police Department, and several other law enforcement agencies. Robinson's son says her murder motivated him to pursue a career in law enforcement.
I became a certified police officer back in 2016, and it has always been my goal to fight for justice for my mom and for my entire family, because my mom did not deserve what happened to her. So again, ever since then, like I've fought and I've fought and I've fought for her justice, and I'm glad that today I'm able to stand here. I thought I was going to be emotional. It's a somber moment for me. I'm just glad that I'm just able to stand here and talk in this very moment that an arrest has been made in my mom's case.
Authorities say while Willie James Jr. was taken into custody on March 2nd, and he has been booked into the Coffee County Jail. This is first on WTOC Plus. A vow to never forget the students and educators killed 2 years ago at Appalachia High School. Barrow County School Board members spoke during a scheduled meeting last night. It was just hours after Colin Gray was convicted on all counts connected to the tragic shooting his son is accused of carrying out. Alani Leetang with our sister station in Atlanta spoke with the victim's parents about the verdict, as well as what comes next.
Barrow County responding to the quick conviction of Colin Gray, guilty of murder and several other felonies, for providing the gun his son Colt allegedly used in the Appalachia High School shooting that killed 2 students and 2 teachers in 2024.
Colin knew the signs were there, the evidence was there, and he made a poor decision allowing him to have a very dangerous weapon that can harm other human beings.
Hours after the conviction, the Barrow County school system opening their regular Tuesday meeting to thank the community, the district attorney's office.
We pay tribute to the heroism of our students, staff, and community, whose selfless actions have helped others.
Unfortunately, this trial brought out a lot of what happened by the 2nd that morning, and there were a lot of failures.
Colin's guilty verdict coming with some Appalachia parents pushing for more written safety protocol out of the Board of Education.
I want to see them explain how what happened that morning won't happen again. And if they can't do that, we need people that will. It's common sense.
The school board saying their focus remains on being present for students, staff, and families, prioritizing well-being, comfort, and education.
We will continue to heal, to support one another, and to overcome. And we will never forget.
Never forgotten and still remembering.
Well, it's still, the scars are very deep. Our community's still rocked by it. Maybe this will put to rest some fears and anxiety that our people have had in our community and our kids. But you know what? I still applaud our kids that go to school every day. I applaud our staff that still goes to school every day. I applaud our first responders. And I applaud our community because, you know, the one thing that Colt didn't account for is the resiliency that our community has and always will have.
In continuing coverage, the Pentagon has released the names of the 6 U.S. service members killed in a drone strike on a U.S. facility in Kuwait, and they have released photos for 4 of those soldiers as well. The president has said more troops may die as a result of Operation Epic Fury, which continues to expand. Natalie Brandt has the latest details from the White House.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said the U.S. will take all the time it needs as the U.S.-Israeli operation against Iran enters day 5.
We have only just begun to hunt, dismantle, demoralize, destroy, and defeat their capabilities.
The conflict appears to be expanding, with Turkey saying it shot down an Iranian missile headed toward the NATO members' airspace. And the Pentagon released video of a U.S. submarine sinking an Iranian naval vessel near Sri Lanka in the Indian Ocean. It's the first time a U.S. sub has sunk a ship with a torpedo since World War II.
This is an incredible demonstration of America's global reach. To hunt, find, and kill an out-of-area deployer is something that only the United States can do at this type of scale.
Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Dan Kane says the types of aerial attacks on Iran will be intensifying, which could put U.S. pilots much closer to the fighting.
We will now begin to expand inland, striking progressively deeper into Iranian territory.
A new CBS News poll finds most Americans feel the Trump administration has not clearly explained the U.S. goals in the conflict with Iran. The administration has accused Iran of negotiating in bad faith and trying to buy time to rebuild its nuclear program.
Once the president made a decision that negotiations were not going to work, that they were playing us on the negotiations, and that this was a threat that was untenable, the decision was made to strike them.
The justification is ever changing.
Democratic lawmakers also question the end game.
Our generation of veterans, so many will bear the cost for as long as they are alive of the last Middle East regime change wars, the forever wars that so many of us served in.
The Senate is expected to vote this afternoon on a war powers resolution, but it's not expected to pass. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
And the war in the Middle East is rattling global markets and could impact the prices you pay back here at home, including at the gas pump. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger breaks it down, as well as, explains what it could mean for your wallet, as well as the smart steps you can take now to protect your financial future.
As fighting intensifies in the Middle East, financial markets are turning volatile. What does that mean for your money, and how should you respond? You might already feel the impact at the gas pump. More than half the cost of a gallon of gas is tied to crude oil. And because a large share of the world's oil supply flows out of the Middle East, expect gas prices to rise. They were up a dime a gallon within 48 hours of the first strike in Iran. If the conflict were to continue, industry analysts warned that prices could jump another 30 to 40 cents a gallon, pushing the national average close to $3.50. So focus on what you can control. I call it a panic protection plan, and it starts with the big 3. 1, build or bolster your emergency reserve fund. Aim for 6 to 12 months of living expenses in a savings or a money market account. If you're not there yet, consider temporarily scaling back retirement or college contributions while you build that cushion. 2, pay down high-interest debt like credit cards, auto, and student loans. 3, maximize retirement contributions to the best of your ability, taking advantage of any employer match. If you're spooked by market movements, remember, taking no action is an action in and of itself. Retirement is a long-term goal, likely years or even decades into the future. And every dollar you invest during a dip is you purchasing shares at a lower price. The best advice? Control what you can and stick to your plan. In New York, I'm CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
We're going to turn now to sports news, as it's been a very long spring training for the Braves with all the injuries they've been seeing. And this morning, their lineup took another hit as well. Major League Baseball's announced outfielder Jurickson Profar has been suspended for the entire 2026 season. This comes after the Braves outfielder violated the league's drug and prevention treatment program for the second time in the past year. The Braves put out a statement saying they're incredibly disappointed to learn that Jurickson tested positive. They went on to say that players are consistently educated about the league's drug prevention and treatment program and the consequences if they're found to be in violation. Right now, it remains to be seen if the Braves will move on from Profar, but if they decide to cut him, that's $15 million they could use elsewhere on the team. And finally, there are new developments in Port Wentworth as the city's new amphitheater at Anchor Park moves closer to opening this summer. City leaders and the Oakview Group have now revealed the naming partner for the new venue. V-Star Credit Union will hold the naming rights, and the amphitheater will be called the V-Star Pavilion. Once it opens, the venue is expected to host concerts, sports events, and tournaments, becoming a major entertainment destination for the area.
It's not only a wonderful venue, again, where we're going to have great music and great entertainment, but it's also going to be open for community events, which is really what ViStar is all about. ViStar is really here to help support and grow our communities.
The amphitheater will seat more than 5,000 people and feature a restaurant, retail space, multi-use fields, and a farmer's market. City leaders say the project is expected to bring about 25 permanent jobs to the area. All right, and with that, we're going to wrap things up this afternoon for the news on WTOC Plus. We'd like to thank you all for joining us this afternoon. We'll be back in just about 15 minutes for the First Alert Weather Show with meteorologist Jamie Ertl, breaking down the next couple days in your forecast. In the meantime, you can always check our website for the latest updates at WTOC.com. We'd like to thank you all for watching, and here's Local News Live.